Hi, guys. Welcome to another episode of She's Aligned. Today, we're going to be talking about the work behind the level up. And I'm excited to dive into this topic because I feel like a lot of times we see people once they have leveled up in life. And I don't know about you guys, but I tend to always have the questions of like, how did they do it? What did they do? And we don't really get to see the behind the scenes and the work that goes that happens, the work that happens in order to get people there. So we're just going to be sharing some of our own personal experiences in like recent level ups we've had and really the work that we've had to put behind it or that we've been putting behind like growth and the next step of our journey. So
I'm excited to dive into today's topic. Like Natalia said, we never really see the behind work that goes into up leveling. And I feel like we're both on this shift in our life. This year in particular actually has been very life-changing for us. A lot of up levels and a lot of uncomfortable situations. We actually had we're going to talk about like why it's uncomfortable to be comfortable. Is that what that was? Yeah, like why it's uncomfortable to be comfortable. Yeah. And then we came up with this idea. I think it was Natalia actually came up with this idea. She's like, actually, let's talk about the up level because people don't really talk about that. But hopefully we can jump a little bit into the being uncomfortable.
I think we will because I think that's actually the work behind it. I think the work behind it is being uncomfortable.
That's right. Okay, yeah, it's coming back to me. We just had a very long conversation before pressing record today. So I'm like, wait, it's coming back.
Like I'm remembering now.
Yes.
Yeah, because the work behind it, that's the reality. And I think that's what we want to show you guys today is like, if you want to level up in life, you have to let yourself be uncomfortable. And you have to make uncomfortable decisions. You have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. That's how you level up. But people try to avoid that. I feel like people just want to stay comfortable without realizing that's actually very stagnant energy and you don't grow that way.
So this is kind of reminding me of like choose your hard.
Yes.
Right. It's like it's going to be hard to lose the weight.
Yeah.
But it's going to feel great on the other side. Or you can choose temporary comfort and not lose the weight but complain your entire life because you don't feel confident, because you don't feel cute in your outfit. So it's like choose your heart in this situation.
Yes.
Because it is uncomfortable to level up, but it's also uncomfortable to stay comfortable because you know that you can be doing better, but you choose not to be doing better.
Yes.
And I think that that's a cycle that the majority of people stay stuck in, especially when they're living their mundane lives and have a 9 to 5. We tend to forget about the things that we could be doing outside of that. Yeah. And then we let the days go by, the weeks go by, the years go by, and we age and realize like, oh my God, we actually didn't accomplish what we wanted to do. We actually didn't start the business we wanted to do. We didn't pursue our passion that we wanted to do because we just stayed being comfortable. But that leads to long-term, being uncomfortable long-term.
Yeah.
And you can choose you can choose to be uncomfortable temporarily to be content and satisfied long-term.
Yes.
So I think that that's what we're going to be talking about today.
And even when you have a business too, I think like it could be 9 to 5, it could be business. I think in your business, it's like continuing to put yourself in uncomfortable situations to grow.
For sure.
Because I've even realized in business, like if you're not moving forward, you're moving backward. Like I when I get too comfortable, I feel like my business starts to like slow down, and that's when I'm like, oh shit.
We've also seen this with mom and pop shops that are kind of like outdated businesses that stopped growing. Yeah. They eventually fizzle out, or they become slaves to their businesses. They become jobs that they own.
Ugh.
Entire
jobs that you own or that own you.
Yes, exactly. And so if you're not always constantly growing, you're going backwards. Business, personal, work, whatever you're doing.
Yeah. So what has this looked like for you? Like what comes up for you?
Business wise, I would say markets, most definitely. I had a lot of uncomfortable moments in growing the market. And also getting uncomfortable allowing myself to be uncomfortable to stay firm in my boundaries and say no to people. Because that's a huge lesson for me this past year, is now being able to say no and staying firm.
Which has been hard.
It's
hard
been
for
very
anybody.
hard. And it's a constant conversation that I'm always having, especially with you. Like, I come back to these conversations and I'm like, well, do you think I should give it another shot? Do you think I should allow this?
And I'm like, no.
Do you think I should allow this person to fuck me over again?
And I'm like, no.
Obviously, I'm not wording it like that, but I always try to sometimes give excuses for people, make excuses and give them another shot. But that has not worked out for me at all in all of my 20s. And this year has just been a constant block.
Yeah.
And get out of my life.
Yeah. Because I know from an outside perspective, it could look like you went from having these smaller markets outside of your studio to now partnering with a huge museum in LA and doing these huge markets. Like it's a really big jump, because before you had small markets, now it's like a huge ass market. So from the outside, I think it could look like, oh, she just grew and got these huge markets and it's great and successful, and that's a very filtered version.
Yeah. And I don't know if you remember me telling you, I said, I don't want to grow the markets.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable here. I like having it small. It's easy.
But
it's
a part
fun.
of you did want to.
Yes. Yeah.
Because otherwise you wouldn't have reached out.
Exactly. A part of me did want to, but I just kept telling myself, well, if I don't, I'm okay here. I'm comfortable here. It's cute here. I don't have to invest to have my markets here,
I feel like I can just see yourself being like, yeah, that's cute. You're right. That is cute. But we got bigger plans.
Yeah. And so that was, I was comfortable.
Yeah.
So I chose to be in that comfort for about 2 years until I finally expanded, but now things are greater on the other side.
Yeah. So it sounds like one of the things you had to do to get to that expansion was setting boundaries with people. So that's because I want to talk about, make sure we dive into the work we're putting in.
For sure.
And the discomfort. So one of your discomforts was setting boundaries.
Yeah.
With people.
For sure. And it's not just friends in my life. They're also I wouldn't call them business partners, but people that I've worked with in the past. I'm just kind of in this new, I wouldn't even say new phase, but I'm just in this era in my life where you disrespect me once and you don't value my time and who I am as a person and respect me enough, you're gone and out of my life. We had room for that in our 20s, pushing it, but we're in our 30s now. And people know what they're doing, and I'm not available for people that will not respect me in the same way. So if you don't, you're out.
Yeah.
You're out of my life. And that has allowed for me to focus on the people that do respect me, to focus on the people that respect me as a person and value my work as well. So, but that's been really hard.
Yeah.
Initially it was really hard. Now it's so much easier.
Yeah.
And when I need to express myself, I do it without an apology. My boyfriend sometimes tells me oh my God, now you're straightforward. I'm not harsh, but I'm straightforward.
Yeah.
And I'm well, how can I not be? What am I going to do? Sugarcoat the way I feel? I'm done sugarcoating. I'm done allowing for people to walk all over me and not know how they made me feel and how they disrespected me and didn't consider me, especially when I have prioritized people in my life. And for you not to give me that same respect in return, I'm so sorry. I'm not sorry, actually. I take that back. I am not here for that anymore.
Good.
You're gone and out. I do not care. I only have room for people that love me, respect me, and that's it.
Ooh. We could just end the episode right there. I love that. No, but it's so true. I think it's realizing that somebody else's lack of self-awareness, lack of professionalism, lack of loyalty, lack of whatever it is not your problem. And I think you have no need, or anybody has any need, to continue to put themselves in situations where they are not honored as a person, they are not respected, they are not valued. And I feel like everyone you've had to let go of this year has been for you to make room for new, better, more aligned things to come into your life.
1000%. Personal work.
But it was hard to do it at first.
It was.
And I think that's the key here, is like people realizing that, yes, right now she can say in a very empowered way, like, F all y'all, you know, but for you to get there, like, it was work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you didn't just wake up and were like, okay, I'm just going to cut people off and it's going to be easy. But in you making those hard decisions, you ended up with like these bigger opportunities, I think, you know.
This was a conversation that I was having not too long ago, is that I feel like I have the gift of knowing. Like, I just know things. But I tend to second guess myself. And I can feel people, and I just know things about people, but somehow I would still give them the benefit of the doubt. And at the end of the day, they always prove me right. So now I've been able to connect with that side of me more, that now I'm able to just say no.
Good.
Just say no. And if these people did end up proving me right, prove me right once and you're out.
Yeah.
You know? So.
And I think that's hard because you're very community focused. I think that's one of your gifts. So it's hard to have to know that also means protecting your community and going almost like it's not the opposite of it, but in a way it's like, that means I have to say no to some people to create the community that I desire.
Yeah. I was going to say something, but I lost it.
Oh, no.
But yeah, no, I agree. I agree 1000%. And it definitely has not been easy. I've gone through so much shit. It's also easy for my boyfriend to say, like, oh my gosh, like, you're so straight up. Like, you don't leave room. Like, he tells me I don't leave wiggle room. And it's like, well, you didn't know me when I gave a lot of wiggle room to people, you know? Like a couple of these people that I've had to cut off have repeatedly done the same thing over and over, but this is the first time that he sees it.
Oh, so he thinks you're just like...
But I'm like, like, this has happened before, so I'm done. And it's something that I have to remind him of, but... Yeah, that's one of them, and it definitely hasn't been easy, but now it's easier. And I had a reading not too long ago where I was told that I need to stop doing charity work for people, and I need to start working with people that respect me.
Yep.
And that also take their business seriously, to grow with me. I know that's something you're also going through right now too.
But I want to say with that like something my coach said recently that I loved was, she said, don't turn your business into your place of charity. Like, you can be a charitable person, but keep that separate from your place of work. So like, let your place of work, your business, that's supposed to make you money. If you want to do something charitable, go donate to a nonprofit, go do, you know, but if you think about it, you know, like, I think, I'm like, do I want to say this? I think some of the people you were trying to help by being charitable in your business, like, if you think about it, that actually just like enables and disempowers them.
Oh, 1000%.
You know, and so our intention is to do something good for people, but it just actually like does, I don't think it does good. And I think that's why it's better to say, like, no, within my business, like, and I've learned, I'm like, I actually empower people when I ask them to pay for my services, because it's not just for me, it's for them too. But I take that away when I'm like, sure, I'll coach you for free, or I'll do this or that for free. So I liked that. I think that helped me realize, like, I can still be a charitable person and give, but that doesn't mean it has to mess with my business.
I love that.
Because when you're making money in your business, then you have money to go give. But if you're over here giving your stuff for free, you don't have a business, you have a charity.
My God. Mic drop number 2. We could end it there as well.
The end.
I love that. So I know you have also been going through an up level, right? What has that been looking like for you? I know this one is huge, so I'm excited for you to share.
Yeah, so I think for me it's been with the coaching I've been getting for myself. So there's a coach that I've been like watching all of her videos on. I started like by binge watching her videos on YouTube.
I remember when you just
When I
found
started,
her.
and I was like, oh my God, watch her. And I would send you videos all the time. I was like, this is amazing. Because she would just constantly blow my mind. She would also trigger me a lot. But that's how I knew.
She's like, go watch this. And I'm like, okay, cool. She's like, I feel triggered, so I'm going to watch it again. She's like, okay, now I don't feel triggered. I get it now.
Yes. Because it was when I was starting my feminine work. So I was very in my masculine. And I remember I would ask you too, like, because I didn't get it. I was like, I don't understand feminine energy. And so I found her and I really liked her. So, I was like, okay. So I would binge watch her videos and she would trigger me all the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, keep watching. And now I'm like, oh, I get it. Like
Michelle Diaz too. You would follow her and then unfollow her.
Oh, yes.
Follow her and unfollow her.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you guys. I forgot about that because now I watch her stuff and I'm like, yes, But before I was like, I would get so mad at the stuff she would say and I would unfollow her. And then she would pop up on my page again and I would follow. And then she would say something I did say. Or she would say something I liked and I would follow her again. Or I think it was also my own growth. Like,
sure.
because I was growing, I'd be like, now I get it. But yes, I was just like triggered all the time. And so that was a big growth. But that was the discomfort in that season was like, keep watching the videos that trigger you. And I made myself, I'm like, I'm mad, I don't get it, blah, blah, blah. But I kept watching. So I had to be uncomfortable and being triggered. And so then from there, it moved into me signing up for her courses. Because her stuff is like, it's not cheap. It's not super expensive, but it's not cheap. So I was like, I'm going to do courses. So I started signing up for her courses. Did that for a while. And I did a few of her courses. And then I was like, it's time to work with her. I was like, I need to be in her, because in the courses you're just watching videos, but I knew I was like, I need to be in her energy. And she had a program a group coaching program she put out, and I knew I was like, this is the program I need to be in. Like, it was just calling my name, but I saw the investment and I was like, do I want to pay that much money? And I was like, shoot, how am I gonna do this? But I knew, and so I was like, okay, I'm going to manifest the money somehow to be in this program. So I did. I manifested the money. And then she announced a retreat. And I felt like intuitively I knew, I was like, and I need to go to the retreat. And I was like, and my human self was like, now I have to pay for the mastermind and the retreat. Like, I just
And where is this retreat?
Maui. I was like, for sure my guys want me to go there.
She's not driving to Palm Springs. She's flying out to Hawaii.
Yes. And you guys, that was so uncomfortable because, one, I'm actually terrified of traveling alone. That gives me so much anxiety. And so I was having to face fears on all ends. So much discomfort because I was like, okay, I manifested the money for the mastermind and I have enough for the retreat, but I was like, I don't know if I have enough for the hotel and everything else that comes with it. But I just knew, I was like, I have to do this. I'm scared to travel alone. I also have a hard time sometimes with like group retreats and stuff. Because I don't know, I'm a projector, so I'm just like, I need to be in my own energy. So I was like, okay, I signed up for both. And even with the retreat itself, it's like, there's so much of it that is uncomfortable because, like I shared with you that in booking the hotel, like the hotel where the retreat is at is way more than I have ever paid for a hotel in my life. So even that, like, there was so much discomfort in the idea of like paying that much money for a hotel, and part of me, my human self even looked, I was like, okay, well, what else is around there? Maybe I can stay somewhere cheaper and then go there for the event. But I was just like, nope. In order for me to really get the fullness of this experience, I have to stay at that hotel. because I was like, I'm gonna feel like shit if I'm coming in from Motel 6.
Ubering.
Ubering from Motel. I don't think they even have Motel 6, but like Ubering from Motel 6 to go walk into this room of women that are millionaires. Am I really gonna get what I'm supposed to get out of that event? And that was another discomfort I had to face, was like, I'm over here gonna walk into this room of millionaires, and before the episode I was like, I'm gonna go in there acting like I belong there. And what did you say?
Wait, what did I say?
You were like, you do belong.
Oh yeah.
there.
No, how did you say it? You're
was
like,
like,
oh no, she's like pretending I belong there.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, pretending? I'm like, change that right now. You do belong there.
And I was like, okay. But that's the thing. I was like, I'm gonna walk in there like, you know, and so it's like there's so many layers of discomfort from making the investment, traveling alone, going to this retreat with these women that have expanded so much that I'm like, I want to be like you, but I'm not there yet. But I'm going to put myself in your energy, to paying more than I've ever paid for a hotel. Like, these were like layers of discomfort that I had to face. And I'm sure will continue coming up until I'm there. But I know that this is going to be life changing for me.
1,000.
And I think people are going to see the level up, and I think you'll be able to start seeing it on my Instagram, on the accounts. But what you're going to see is a very filtered version. And that's why, to me, I was like, I want to share like all the work I'm doing behind that, and all the work you're doing, because people just see like Natalie with the big markets and Natalia with her like up-leveled self over here in Maui. But what they don't see is like all the shit we're doing to make that happen, you know?
Yeah. How did you feel after booking the hotel?
I felt good.
Oh, did you?
I made sure my energy was good.
Good.
Because I was like, because I believe that when we make those financial investments, the energy we make them from makes a big difference. So I knew, I was like, if I'm over here booking this in scarcity mindset, it's not going to have the impact it can have. So I made sure my energy was good. And I actually got excited because I was like, I have always dreamed of being able to stay in luxury hotels and being able to book them. And I, like, my up-leveled self can book those no problem. And so I was like, okay, well, if I want to be her, I need to act like her, and I need to book this like, all right, I got this, no problem. And I'm so dang excited that I get to stay at this beautiful hotel that with all these other women, and I'm gonna get to have that like, already thinking of the energy of it, I'm just like excited. So I was like, damn girl, you manifested the money, like, all right, let's do this. You know, so
like, I'm envisioning you getting ready for like your dinner at the hotel with these $1 million earners that are women, and you getting ready in your hotel with your music, putting on your dress, doing your makeup, your hair, feeling like your highest self, and then walking on down in your heels and in your bag, and just feeling like the highest version of yourself.
I'm like, I belong here.
Yes, like I am like visually visualizing you right now.
And that's exactly what I did. I did that, and then I booked it because I was like, I'm gonna book this from excited, abundant energy. But I had to sit there. I had to first let myself look at the cheap hotels and notice how ugly that energy felt because I was like, dang, you're gonna go stay over here. I was like, that doesn't feel good. And so I was like, okay, then we're not doing that. We are booking that hotel. I was like, I'm gonna figure it out.
We can do a whole episode on like relationship with money, because I know you and I have worked through so much with this.
Okay.
And this is also reminding me of a video that you sent me, I think it was yesterday, about how money, just think of it as something that you can use to barter with.
Yes.
And that's exactly what this is. Literally, it's just an energy exchange, you know?
I was like, oh, okay. I literally manifested it, you guys. I was like, okay, I want to manifest the money to book the hotel. And I did. And I was like, that's how easy it was. All I had to say was like, I'm going to manifest the money. And I did. And I booked the hotel. I was like, this is magic. It's literally magic. It's literally a game. But that's going to be another episode. because money's a whole...
When I was working through my money blocks, I would go through little waves of being scared of spending money. But every single time I forced myself to go and shop and buy what I wanted, and before I swiped my debit card, because I would buy debit, like cash, right? Not credit, my actual money. Go swipe my card, but before I did, I made sure that my intentions were clear, that I envisioned the outfits that I was wearing, and I just thank the universe for the abundance and the abundance to be able to shop. And I thank the universe for blessing me ×3, because I am exchanging this energy currency with the universe. And so in doing that, I just claimed, like, my money is going to come back to me ×3, ×10, whatever your mantra is, just keep saying it. But gotta work through those blocks, and through every up level you have to.
Oof, yeah. Okay, we need a money
episode. We definitely do, but
that's coming up, because I think we have so much to say. Yeah,
most definitely. I'm really excited to see what this retreat is going to do for you, and I'm excited to see your content. And you better do a lot of reels. Do a lot of reels of, like, you getting on the plane, you traveling in the sky, you arriving to your hotel, you getting ready, everything. Document everything. Okay. I have a feeling it's going to be
now that
really...
you told me, I'm doing it. Yes. I probably wouldn't.
Yes, no. I do it because women need to see your up level. Yeah. You know, because, like, you know, earlier you mentioned that you'll post a photo with you and your coach and that you're at a retreat in Maui, but get the video. Get the videos, the journey, so that people can see it, you know? And
I like that.
Yeah, because, like, photos, I feel like it's very easy to just kind of post a highlighted thing, but film the journey, have people relate to you, and you be a confirmation that they can accomplish it too.
I like that. Yeah. Yes, I will do that.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I'm excited for it.
I'm excited for you.
I feel good.
Have you been to Maui before?
I have, but it was a long time ago. So I'm excited to go.
You need to put something on She's Aligned too when you're over there.
Okay.
Just remind people to go follow.
I'm glad I mean, I was for sure, like, I was already picturing myself even making content, like, in my hotel room, because I'm like, I'm just gonna feel so good. But I had to work through so much shit to get there.
Yeah.
And that's what I want you guys to see on this episode, and with Nat too. It's like she had to work through so much shit to get to her big markets. But now we get to have this, and it's like, it's so worth the work that goes behind it. And, like, what it makes me think of is I've been doing these really intense hikes, and though that hike is killer, and it's doing so much for my mindset, because I literally have to coach myself on the way up.
It's all mental,
because I'm just like, it's so uncomfortable going up, because it's just so steep all the way. And so I'm uncomfortable, and you know, and yesterday I was like, oh, the heat, and I'm tired, and I didn't sleep well, and this, you know, so much. And I'm like coaching myself, and literally in my head I was like, do you got this hill, or does this hill got you?
I love that.
And I'm just like, in my
hold on, like, can we share that time that we went hiking and you were, like, literally throwing a fit in your head the whole way up, and then the whole thing with the water bottle?
Oh my god. Okay, yes,
that was so funny.
I have to coach myself through these, you guys. Like, but it's good. I'm like, this, because I think about it, I'm like, it feels so good when I'm going back down, and the days after I feel so good.
For sure.
So I'm like, but to feel that, I gotta be uncomfortable up the hill, and that's what this is. But yes, we have to share that story. So for some reason, I decided not to bring, or I forgot my water.
Forgot your water bottle.
So I was drinking from Nat's water bottle all the way up, and that was a pretty steep one. And we weren't even going to the gym at that time, so we were dying on that hike. And I don't know, what was I doing?
Okay, so I had no idea. Okay, so the whole way up, here I am thinking I'm giving her my water bottle, and she's drinking water. And then so we get to the top, and there's, like, a table where you can, like, sit and overlook the view, right? And then so I see that she, like, opened my water bottle, I was like doing a waterfall, so I was like, does my breath stink? Like, why is she opening my water bottle like that? And then I look at her and I'm like, what are you doing? And what'd you say? Like, oh.
I was like, the water's not, I was like, it's not working. The water's, because I kept like trying to lift it to drink it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, no, the whole way up, I'm like, damn, this water bottle's like broken. So I could barely get any water out.
Yeah.
And so when we got to the top, I was like, F this, I'm thirsty. I'm opening this water bottle and chugging it.
Yeah.
And then that's when you told me.
I'm like, what are you doing? And then you're like, oh, it's like broken or something. I'm like, what do you mean? No, it's not. I'm like, it's a straw.
Like, to just suck on it.
We started busting, and she was like, oh my gosh, she's like the whole way up. She was like, she was throwing a fit in her head. She's like, it's so damn hot. She's like, that's what I get for forgetting my water bottle, but at least be grateful that someone's giving you water,
even if it's little drops.
Even if the water bottle's broken. That was so funny.
I would do something like that too. Oh my God.
There are a lot of those moments, guys.
Literally, hikes do a lot for my mindset, because I gotta coach myself and be like, and push myself and be like, let yourself be uncomfortable to get to the top of your mountain. And that's what we're doing. And so now I like observe that as I'm going up. I observe myself, I observe the people around me, and I'm like, we're all on our own journey on this hike trying to get to the top. And when you get up there, everyone's just like, it feels so good. Everyone's stinky and sweaty,
but the view is beautiful,
so happy,
and you're happy, and you're like, damn, that's worth it.
It feels so good.
Just like it's uncomfortable to lose weight, but on the other side, you're like, damn, I feel good.
Everything you want is on the other side of discomfort. So the moment you let yourself start getting uncomfortable, and the more uncomfortable you let yourself be, the more you'll get to have what you want to have.
Yeah.
But too many people just want to stay in their little bubble of comfort, and then they're like, well, look at that person, they're so lucky, either they get to have this, or it's so easy for them, or blah blah blah. And it's like, well, it's easier for you to sit there judging everybody else, instead of for you to get your ass up and go do what you need to do to get what you want.
Yep.
So
it would have been very easy for me to keep my small markets. But one thing I want to point out, when I got the yes for Magic Market, I was so excited, but a part of me was also terrified, because I thought, how am I going to fill 75 vendors? I knew I would do it, but there was still a doubt of like, what if I don't fill the 75 vendors?
Then what? Yeah.
And then what? And then I have to pay for security. I have to pay for restrooms. I have to pay for trash. I have to pay for insurance. Now I have to actually invest in this market. And I was so terrified of doing it, because I've never had to invest so much money.
And deal with the city.
And to do things like that, it's been very easy for me to just like not really have to invest in much, because I already have a location. But I was like so excited, but a part of me was like, how am I going to do this? And I did it, and I told myself, I'm like, well, if you want to do this, it's got to be done. You got to pay for this. You have to invest this much money to have this market. So just do it. And now, like, I'm doing my second big market at Heritage Square. I'm like, it's such a breeze for me now. It's like, I don't even think twice about investing now. I'm like, what can I invest even more to make the markets even better, But
you had to go through that discomfort of like, oh, I have to now do this and that. And you could have easily been like, never mind, it's too much. Because when I was working through my fears, I had the thought I was like, what if I just hadn't signed up for this? It's like, I could have, and I could have stayed comfortable, and I could have not grown. But now I'm like, what? Now let's go see what happens.
Yeah.
You
could have kept the money.
Could have kept that money for yourself. I bet I wouldn't have manifested more money.
Exactly.
Because I kept it to myself, and I'm just gonna hide it. But it's like, money doesn't grow that way, and I know that by now. And that's why I was like, okay, make a smart choice.
We need a whole episode on money.
That's next. Okay, that can be our next one.
I'm so down.
So I think moral of the story here is get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because the sooner you do that, the more you get to grow.
Amen and hallelujah to that. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. We hope you enjoyed it. As always,
Yes.
send us a DM if you have any inputs. Oh, one thing, guys. Please, please, please leave us a review. That helps us tremendously. Please leave a review, subscribe, follow, share this, tag us. We really want to grow the podcast. But obviously, in order to do that, more people need to listen to it, which it has been growing slowly but surely. But you guys share. If you guys share, follow, like, subscribe, leave a 5-star review. It'll help us even better. So,
Yes.
yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thank
And we'll
you.
see you in the next one.
Bye.